You are connected as the host. Welcome, host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the call-in studio web interface. Audio recording is on. Dual channel.
Looking forward to going live. Hoosiers are not making it easy on themselves. Still up 4 late. About 51 seconds left, which you're probably watching the game, but we'll get started immediately after the final buzzer. About 51 seconds left, which you're probably watching the game, but we'll get started immediately after the final buzzer. Feel relatively certain Wilkerson just got away with the travel right there.
You are connected as the host. Welcome, host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the call-in studio web interface. Audio recording is on. Dual channel.
How you doing, everybody? I'm Ken Bykoff, and welcome to the Peegs Postgame Live. Indiana, they worked for it. They worked for it a whole bunch, a hell of a lot more than they should have. Led by 10 with 1:50 to go. Choked on that. It's tough to play basketball with your hands around your throat, especially when you can't get the ball over half court. But overtime, double overtime, playing without Connor Enright and Josiah Miles and Reed Bailey. The Hoosiers hang on thanks to Trent Sisley. Couple of free throw with 0.3 of a second left. Score 98-97, a double overtime win over UCLA at Pauley Pavilion. Gutsy game. Obviously, a ton to talk about that the Hoosiers even ended up in this situation. It was a classic one. That is something special. We could talk about whether Indiana should have fouled up 3 late in the game, and the answer is always yes, always yes, always yes. But Darren DeVries chose not to, and they lose, and go to double overtime, but you end up winning. So, that is obviously a positive. 812-393-2600 is the number. Just so many different stars in this one, or moments for so many different guys. It was an incredible ball game. We do have our first caller. Caller, if you have your name, where you're from, and what you got.
Hey, Ken, it's Eric. Calling you again.
Hey, yeah, Eric, how are you doing? That was a hell of a game, wasn't it?
Yeah, man, I was sitting at the edge of my seat here. I was like, I was kind of wondering why they didn't go for the foul at the end of regulation. I was wondering why they didn't go for the fouls instead of letting them get that 3-point shot off. I was wondering why they didn't do that.
And that's a philosophy from coaches. Some like to do it. Some like to foul there. Some like to let it play out. I personally think you always foul. Make them earn it and make them have to get a tip in. But it's not what DeVries does. So.
Yeah, I imagine so. I mean, maybe I just think that with them not having any timeouts, they didn't really have a lot of time to discuss certain things and stuff like that. And I'm thinking that if we had to do over again, now even though coaches don't like to do that, sometimes you have to, especially on the road. Yeah. I mean, like especially on the road. But I really like the way Dorn has come along, and Reed Bailey really worked hard. Even Tucker, he didn't score that well, but he battled inside. Lamar Wilkerson came alive in the second half.
Yep.
I mean, it was just a collaborative effort, and maybe by Trent Sisley hitting that free throw, maybe that would catapult him to get out of the slump that he's in. Maybe that would catapult him because I'm like thinking, maybe the last couple of games, I'm thinking maybe he's a high-end major player. I mean, that's the way I was thinking.
Yeah.
But they, and without Connor in the overtime and stuff like that, they still weathered the storm and won the game. And, I'm proud of them because, number one, I was hoping at least a split on this road trip.
Right.
But now I'm thinking that USC is not better than UCLA. They're not. I mean, so you got, I think they could probably go there and win now. I mean, this was a big win, and this put them back on that bubble now. I mean, because is this considered a quad one victory?
I don't know. It may be. It depends on if they're in the top 30 of, I think it's the Ken Palm. So.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm really proud of them, man. They hung in there.
I think it's just outside.
Okay. So, but that's still a good win on the road.
For sure.
This is their third Big Ten win on the road. I mean, it's very rare you see this.
Yeah, for
sure. It's very rare. Yeah, I mean, it's very rare. So, and I'll still go back to that Minnesota game, and I'm telling you, that game eats me up because they had that game. So that's way back in December. But you think that they play pretty good when they're shooting the basketball.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna interrupt you because it actually is a quad one win because it's on the
Okay.
road. It's on the road, so it has to be between 1 and 75 in the net rankings, and UCLA is at number 40. So it would be a quad one win. Yes.
Oh, great then. So that kind of helped their resume, way more now. And all they got to do is, just win your home games. I mean, just win your home games. I mean, and maybe still another one on the road or something like that. But just win your home games. I mean, and for the height liability of this team, for them to even have 15 wins at this point, because they done played some really big teams, and I mean, really size-wise, and they done hung in there. Now there was a couple of games that they went in it from the start, like the Iowa game. I don't even know what happened in that game. I don't even know what happened. I mean, because I remember watching that, I'm like, I don't even know what team showed up that game. So, but still, for them to win, to be 15-7, just like I told you the other night, when they were 14-7, I said, if you told me 14-7 back in October, I would have been satisfied with that, But so I'm satisfied with the 15-7. Just go to USC and steal their game on Tuesday, and then you're feeling way better about yourself. I mean, you're feeling way better coming back home and playing. So
the recipe is always win your games at home, steal them when you can on the road, and you're in good shape. This one, after choking on a 10-point lead, back-to-back quad one wins, this is definitely stealing one on the road, and you have more opportunities coming up, because if you could beat USC, then you got back-to-back home games before you go to Illinois. It's huge, yeah.
Right. So I don't even know what USC is. Are they outside that 75?
I took down the rankings there, so.
Yeah. I mean, so it's just, it's just one of those things that, I mean, this team gutted it out. They don't quit. That's one thing they don't do. They don't quit.
Nope.
They just kept going. And when you can get Wilkerson and Dorn, I mean, I'm telling you, Dorn has been, he has been like a thorn in team side. He has been a thorn, because he's literally like, I kind of heard that even before he got to IU, I kind of heard that he was pretty good. Because I'll be watching that rival stuff, and they'd be talking about players and stuff like that,
right?
And they were talking about him, and so I knew when they signed him, I said, well, then he was hurt at the beginning of the year, so you didn't see it. But I think now he's becoming that third guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And there's another game with 3 guys over 20 points.
Yep. All right, Eric, I appreciate the call.
Yep, and I will definitely give you a buzz on Tuesday night.
All right.
Yep, and go IU.
That sounds great. Thank you so much.
All right, you too.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
812-393-2600 is the number. Eric's exactly right. With Nick Dorn scoring, it really changes the complexion of this team and what they could do on the floor. 26 points on 8 of 18 shooting, 6 of 15 from three-point range, played 48 minutes, just really huge to get him going. We got another caller. Caller, have your name, where you're from, and what you got.
Hey, it's Kevin from Midland.
Hi, Kevin.
Just going to a couple of things. One, we beat Rutgers at Rutgers, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so they've won 2 on the road in the Big Ten, which bounces off. How many? We've lost, 2 at home in the Big Ten? Does that sound about right?
We are 2-4 away, 11-2 at home, and then 1-1 on neutral courts. Yeah.
So we balance off with the 2 away. That bounces. You get to that, like you were just saying. If your numbers can come out that you win all your home games, and you sneak 1 or 2, and right now we're dead even home and away kind of thing.
Yeah, they lost at Minnesota, and they lost at Michigan State, at Ann Arbor. So, and then
all right. Iowa beat us at our place, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. And okay. Nebraska beat us at our place.
Okay, so yeah. Second question, and this is one that baffles me. I can't figure out why, as soon as they got over half court, why we didn't foul them at the end of regulation.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing what Darren DeVries has to say about that because, again, some coaches want to just play it out. They trust their defense to go ahead and play it out. Personally, I want to foul a team and make them, earn it at the line and be able to do that extra part of tipping it and trying to score and doing all of that.
I think that, and the other things too is that they've got to fix this, how we handle, when people want to pick and roll on us. And we always even tonight with Connor Enright, he ended up on one of their bigs almost all night long.
Yeah.
On the switches, that can't happen. You just because that he's down. The big guy, their big is down in the paint. That's a win for them. That's a loss for us. It's going to be a bucket as a rule, but how many fouls did Connor get down there of his 5? I think probably at least 2 of them. And you don't want that. I mean, right now we got 1 point guard, so we can't afford to get him in foul trouble.
Right.
And the last thing about this game that was disappointing to me was, and I have no problem with the physical game, but that ended up being almost football out there tonight. I mean, the amount of physicality that we could not get away with, and we were physical, but we didn't get away. We had a lot of so-so calls. We had some dumb fouls, but boy, there was a lot of stuff with UCLA. They were grabbing and tugging and pulling, and even on the one that they were reviewing, we kept the ball right at the end of the game.
Right.
When you look at it, Tinsley was up there, and the kid for UCLA, you can see his one arm comes across and just smacks down on. You know what I mean? There was no, and you go, what are you guys looking at? And I don't know. I mean, a lot of people keep saying, well, Indiana's got to earn respect of officials, and I understand that to a certain extent. But at some point in time, I think Darren has got to step up and be like Signetti. Go after him and protect your team a little bit. I think the response from the kids will be one.
You got to pick your spots with that. That is one thing that you definitely have to pick your spots and figure out how your team is going to respond after a technical. Nobody was a better master of that than Bob Knight. He would pick his spots and get his tags and do that. On the road, this kind of situation, that kind of game, I don't know if that's the spot. But I also know that, talking about the play with Sicily that they were looking at, and he gets smacked, there isn't an official that's going to call that at that point in the game. And I disagree with that. That's why if you swallow whistles, if you'd call the foul in the first half, but you won't do it in the closing seconds, to me, that's why I've always said it's a form of game fixing to a certain extent, because you decide you're going to take yourself out of the equation due to the time of the game instead of what you see. So, but that is also something that's normal.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But isn't that funny? Because then Sicily got the call at the end of the game. I mean, 1 second later,
he got that call. You know what that reminded me of was when Indiana lost to Illinois, Zeller's sophomore year. Illinois ran basically that same exact play to score, but Illinois scored on a layup at the buzzer as opposed to getting fouled. But I saw that was exactly what happened. Illinois did to in Champaign that year.
And the last thing I'll say is this: I thought Dorn is just Dorn is Dorn right now, and you gotta ride that wave. We've got to get Wilkerson a little bit more, because he seems to be working his way back again, kind of thing. And Tucker, DeVries, we've got to. If we get those 3 going, and the last thing is, and Wilkerson can't have those lapses at the end of regulation with the mental mistakes he made. Going up and throwing it to them, getting himself trapped right dead in the corner.
Yeah.
He's a better player than that. And boy, that was costly. I mean,
it was. It was a big reason behind the win and them building that lead, though. I mean, he scores 24 points, has 8 rebounds. Tucker, for being a guy that's struggling from shots, he damn near had a triple double. He had 9 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. So I mean, he was at least making impact in other areas.
Oh, sure, I agree with you. So anyway. Have a great night, and that's a huge win for them. It was a quad 1 tonight, by the way, for them.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
And what I read, I think, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think I read that USC is a quad one game.
Yes, that will be, yes.
I mean, yeah. So that with those two, if they get USC, that means we're coming back 16-7, and now we're looking at putting 3 to 4 more wins on the books, and that may do it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't know how many teams in the Big Ten are going to get in, but we should. If we can get ourselves in the top 8, then I think we're in pretty good shape.
That would really help. Yes.
All right. Hey, have a great day. Have a great night.
Take care. Appreciate it.
Bye. Bye-bye.
812-393-2600 is the number. Got another caller on the line. Get to you in just 1 second. I just wanted to mention about Wilkerson, 24 points, Dorn with 26 points, Bailey with 24 points. When you're getting that kind of balance, 3 different guys scoring, I don't care that it was an extra 10 minutes of the game. Those guys weren't just like, over. Bailey, fouled out. Enright fouled out. Dorn was on that floor. But, guys were making plays. And that's a huge positive. And Indiana wins this game despite not having Tayton Connerway as well. And that is something we can't overlook because of the importance of him in terms of his quickness and his ability to create off the bounce. Got another caller? Caller, if you have your name, where you're from, and what you got.
Yeah, hey, this is Kevin from Florida calling in.
Hi, Kevin. We got lots of Kevins today.
Yeah. So what a great game, man. It's just so much fun to be in a game like this, I mean, there's always room to armchair quarterback, but I'm not going to do any of that today. That's nonsense. We won the freaking game, and that's really all that matters.
Oh, I could do without the choking on a 10-point lead with 210 seconds left. I could go for that.
You're right, but what a gut check, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
with 3 guys fouled out and to stay in that game, and Sisley, I mean, he just had to hit one, and he did it, so that's great. I mean, I was a little nervous. I mean, what was the scariest? We couldn't get the ball in bounds, and DeVries didn't want to call timeout because I think he was afraid he couldn't get the ball back in.
Well, I'm a big Chicago Bears fan, and it just reminded me of Matt Eberflus and at Thanksgiving last year, just taking those timeouts right in his pocket, and Indiana. He wasn't calling timeouts. He was playing it through, even though I thought that there were times when he should have called a timeout late. He didn't do it, and I think you're exactly right. He was concerned about getting that ball in bounds.
Yeah, I just, I've been a big critic of Reed Bailey all year long, but I got to tell you, that kid today was just phenomenal. Played with intensity, played with heart, not perfect, but my goodness, that was the Reed Bailey. If we get that Reed Bailey every game, I'm telling you, this is a totally different team. That kid played with energy, enthusiasm, and I was just so happy to see him play the way he did. So that's really all I wanted to say. But I got to give Reed Bailey his props because I've been, and a lot of us have been riding Reed Bailey. But my goodness, what a game he had today.
Yeah, absolutely. He had a great game. Finishes with 24 points on 6 of 7 shooting, 12 of 13 from the free throw line. 6 rebounds, 5 assists versus 1 turnover and a block. All of that in 28 minutes.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, the boys they get to chill out in 80-degree weather for a couple of days and recuperate and come back for a big game in a few days. So I'm a little envious of them. Okay.
For sure.
Thanks. Good show. Thank you so much.
I appreciate that.
Night.
Take care. 812-393-2600. Is the number. Give me a call. Lines are open. Troika says 2 tough wins this week on the chat. We need solid go-to inbounds plays when we're getting pressed. Yeah, that's something that for sure has to be a focus because every other team absolutely saw what we all saw right there as well. Then you have Douglas Drake, 1947, says an IU fan would like to thank Mick for taking off the press. Yeah, that's another thing as well. Look, the Hoosiers have to deal with that. And I've been a little bit surprised that more teams haven't tried to do that this year because of Indiana's lack of ball handlers, because of Indiana's inability to, or lack of quickness and speed and overall athleticism. Those are all things that you need in order to beat a good press. And that hasn't been something that IU's blessed with this year. And so you're exactly right. That helped. But I still, when you're up by 10 with 1:50 to go and you're really struggling to finish that off, to me, that's the tough part of this. is, yeah, it's great that you won in double overtime. I don't want to discount that. The grittiness and toughness of the win, of being able to take that punch, come back, take that punch, come back. It was an important win for the Hoosiers, to say the least. The issue, though, is that you have to be able to finish these games on the road. And will that end up being a theme? Well, we don't know yet, but it hasn't been to this point. But that one, it would have been real painful if they ended up losing that one right there. Let's talk about some of the individual stats in this game. Again, Nick Dorn, 26 points on 8 of 18 shooting, 6 of 15 from three-point range, 4 of 5 from the free throw line. He has 7 rebounds and 1 turnover, 1 steal in 48 minutes. That's a lot of basketball for Nick Dorn. And he's a guy that is absolutely massive on this thing because of the fact that, he was seen as somebody who could help, had the foot injury, was out for a while, and it just simply, he wasn't performing at that level. He has clearly gotten very confident and suddenly is lighting up in a way that is really unexpected, but is absolutely huge to the success of this team. In his past 4 games now, 14 points at Michigan, 23 points at Rutgers, 18 points against Purdue, and then 26 points tonight. Huge to have him give that offensive boost to a team that needs it quite a bit. Lamar Wilkerson, 24 points on 8 of 22 shooting, 3 of 11 from three-point range. I like the fact that threes weren't falling, drives to the bucket were there, and Lamar took them. And I think that that's something that is important. And again, this has been all season a team that doesn't have that guy who's just a plain old shot hunter. He's not somebody that is, they don't have a single player that just makes it me time, where you could see that he's going to go. And I know the announcers were talking about knew coming over, but he had a lane. When he saw the lane he went, it wasn't trying to force things. And the Hoosiers don't have a lot of guys that try to force things on this. He also had 8 rebounds and 3 assists, 2 turnovers in 43 minutes. Only has 2 fouls on the day. That's an important part of this. Sam Alexis, he plays 22 minutes, just has 2 fouls, 7 points on 2 of 2 shooting, 3 rebounds, a couple of turnovers, and a couple of huge blocks. And Indiana needs that kind of production from him. Connor Enright, 5 points on 2 of 4 shooting, 1 of 3 from three-point range, 1 rebound, 7 assists versus just 2 turnovers, 2 steals, played 39 minutes, but didn't play a minute of overtime because he fouled out in that final minute. Hoosiers, look, he doesn't always produce as much as some of the other guys. There are times when I feel like he passes up shots that he might have, but he also does that dirty work, those little things that makes a huge difference. Finally, Tucker DeVries, 9 points on 2 of 8 shooting, 1 of 4 from three-point range, made all 4 of his free throw attempts, but he did have 10 rebounds, 7 assists versus just 2 turnovers in 46 minutes, and was willing to distribute, play that lesser role in terms of scoring production in favor of your teammates. That's a veteran player who's playing team ball, and that's really important. Off the bench, Reed Bailey's the story of the day. 24 points, 6 of 7 shooting, 12 of 13 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, a turnover, a block in 28 minutes. Just a very impressive job by Reed Bailey, who, again, we had one caller that said he's been very hard on him. Same to me. Same to me that he has not been consistent, but when he's playing well, when he's making an impact, it opens the floor for everybody, and that is unbelievably critical for this team. Trent Sisley, 3 points on 0 of 3 shooting, made 3 of 6 free throws, most critically, the game winner. And for a freshman to go to the line in that situation and knock down a free throw is really, really important in terms of pressure cookers. He didn't need to make both of them. to win the game. He didn't need to make one to tie it. He had 2 shots, but still, you're a freshman. You're playing at UCLA. This is a really important game. It's great for his development to knock down that shot. Josiah Miles plays 9 minutes, fouls out, 0 of 2 shooting, held scoreless, 2 rebounds, and he had a turnover. The Hoosiers on the day, 42.4% for shooting from the field overall, 32.4% from three-point range, 11 of 34, 81.6% from the free throw line. In terms of what they did in rebounding, UCLA had 46 rebounds, Indiana had 40. The Hoosiers, 22 assists on 28 made baskets, and that's just about as good as you can get at that level. Got another caller? Caller, if you have your name, where you're from, and what you got.
Hey, Ken. Michael here from Southwest Florida.
Hi, Michael. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. Good win. Great win. Keeps the tournament hopes alive there. Looking like Dorn and Bailey, they keep improving. That completely changes this team.
For sure.
So just exciting to see Dorn pick it up. What's going to be interesting to see what happens when Conaway comes back. I don't think there's any way you can throw him back into the starting lineup. He's got to come off the bench.
I agree, and you know what? That could be a good spot for him too, because of his ability to bring quickness and to score off the bounce. If you could bring a guy that is an interchangeable starter off the bench in that situation, it makes a huge difference. It allows you to keep your guys a little bit fresher on the floor.
That, and I think too, having Dorn on the court opens up a little bit more for Wilkerson to drive, clears it out a little bit more for DeVries. I wonder if that's partially what's helping Reed Bailey as well. I don't know, but a lot better.
Yeah, no, and when you're not counting on Wilkerson and DeVries to do all the scoring. That makes a difference too. It makes you as a team harder to guard. And if Dorn, is he going to get 26 a night? No, probably not. But he was brought in to make an impact, and all season it has been, when are we going to see him try to live up to some of the potential that he had coming in here? And he's definitely turned it on. He's playing with a lot more confidence. It's clear that he's, healthier than he's been at any time this season, and it's showing not just in the box score, but just the way he's moving around the floor and moving defenders, which is opening up things for his teammates.
Yeah, you're right. One thing, did you see the game on Tuesdays at 10 p.m.?
Yeah, I get it. I mean, it's
it's West Coast.
It's on the West Coast, but yeah, not a huge fan. Still going to be on the air at 12:15 in the morning or whenever we start for our show then. But yeah, that's the price you pay for having teams in Los Angeles in your conference.
Well, you'll have earned your respect and your paycheck as a Hoosier faithful for that one. You're a better man than I.
Well, I love doing it because I get to talk to people from Florida and Texas and Oregon, and I love all the people that call from all over the place. I'm interested if our buddy Kevin, another Kevin from California, a UCLA fan who's called in several times, he was at the IU-UCLA football game earlier this year and stopped by the table in the Memorial Stadium parking lot, and he's been keeping in touch with us, so I'm hoping he calls.
Could be. I'm calling here from Florida. This is probably the coldest day that we've had since I've been in Florida 12, 13 years. If you couldn't hear my wife, who keeps opening the garage door on me here because it's for the first time since I've been here, there is a somewhat chance of snow flurries. So crazy day down here.
Yeah, Crimea River, it's 3 degrees here. So.
All right, well, I'll let you go, Ken.
I appreciate it. Take care.
Thanks.
812-393-2600 is the number. We have another caller. Caller, if you have your name, where you're from, and what you got.
Hey, Ken. Hey, it's Rob from Greenwood, or Cowboy Rob.
Been missing
Hey, buddy,
you.
what's happening?
Been missing you.
What's happening, man?
I haven't heard from you since the Rose Bowl.
Well, can I have some transparency with you right now?
Absolutely.
Rose Bowl was a lot of fun. Peach Bowl, I was out of my mind, and CFP Championship, my brain is still in Miami, and I'm in Greenwood right now, but that was the trip. And I had some friends say, "Man, you need to call Bykoff's show," and I'm like, "Dude, I can't." So I figured I just got home watching the Hoosiers beat the Bruins, and figured I'd check in and see what's up, my man. So first thing,
my frame for my poster just came today. It's I have this it's blocking it out. Oh man, I have this new thing, but this is my national championship poster that I picked up. That the frame for it came today. So look, I'm an IU alum and an IU fan. I have the IU logo tattooed on my arm, so it's not as if I try to be professional here, but hell, humans bleed red for Indiana, so.
Well, dude, hey, you're not a true fan until you get that IU tatted on your butt cheek.
Hey, you come check, see if I got it.
hey, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Hey. So first off, just real quick, IU football. How amazing was that? I mean, like, from your perspective, covering these guys, doing your thing every week with Rabbi and Jared and Airshock, like, how fun was it?
It's surreal. It still is. There's, you see the merchandise, you have all of that kind of stuff, and it's just surreal that is where Indiana is. We were at the celebration last week, and it's still it's surreal. That's the best way to put it. And in fact, last week I haven't had a chance to do a podcast where I put these together, but I talked to people in line at the celebration just to get their thoughts on it. One guy flew in special from Dallas just to be at the celebration. That's how meaningful it is.
Yeah, man. I mean, I committed to it, once they got that Rose Bowl, and I actually called you, and I probably shouldn't have after that game, but I did. And the ride all the way to Miami was just amazing, and no matter if you were there or not there, but just being a Hoosier fan, and like, I think it just kind of like, and you can agree or not, but like, it's what Hoosiers are, right? Like, Sig has just turned this thing around, and they just beat the hell out of everybody, dude. Right?
Well,
that's what we're about.
When we would do the call-in show on the radio, people would call in and say, they need to pull this team out of the Big Ten, just go to the MAC. This is ridiculous, and all this. The fans don't even come out. And my argument was people were dying for Indiana football to be good. They were dying for it, but it's just the product that was out there. It wasn't something that they were willing to have their hearts broken week after week after week. And we've seen over the past couple of years exactly what it is that is the potential of this program as they turn the Rose Bowl red, or turn Atlanta red, or turn Miami red.
Yeah.
And that is where IU fans are. And this ain't going to get old for anybody. If the same thing happens next year, their asses are going to be in the stands again. It's going to be incredible.
Dude. Yeah, and I think as Hoosier fans, alumni, right, there's a lot of pride in sports at IU, right? And so just a beautiful moment, hell of a run. But hey, so I just jumped on. I want to hear your thoughts on the game tonight. Where do you think this team is at?
Well, for this team right now, they're just got to stack wins. That's where it is. They've been so up and down.
That's a big win, though. Big win on the road.
It's an important win. They almost let it slip away, and now you got to follow that by stacking it with against USC on Tuesday. And again, there are opportunities ahead of you because of where this schedule is, but you got to make sure that you play with good balance, the way that they had the last couple of games, and not kind of with some of that lackluster play that we saw, in East Lansing, against Iowa, against Nebraska, those kind of things. When you have the ball moving and guys cutting and making themselves available to where you get 22 assists on 28 made baskets, that's the key, because that's the efficient basketball that we saw early in the year. And if they could keep that up, this is an NCAA tournament team. If they can't, they're going to be a bubble right to the end.
So one thing I noticed Purdue, and tonight maybe was not as good, but defensive rebounding and offensive rebounding. Like what's changed? I don't know what the numbers are tonight, but it just felt like IU is attacking boards, whether it's on the offensive end, defensive end, and they're at least getting a hand on the ball. You got one or two guys going after it. Like what's different?
Well,
Is there something different, or is it just guys getting together, understanding the system, getting after it, knowing what they are, what they need to do night in and night out?
Well, I think a big part of it is early in the year. It was this was a team that was really figuring out its roles and what it was doing, and then recently they've been doing a little bit better job with that. Today, UCLA 46 boards, Indiana had 40. UCLA with 34 rebounds, Indiana had defensive rebounds. Indiana had 32, 12 offensive rebounds for UCLA, and 8 offensive rebounds for Indiana. And the key there to me is that you have like Nick Dorn has 7 boards, 3 of those offensive.
Yeah.
So when you could start getting support like that, he was the only one with more than 1 offensive rebound, and the offensive boards are so important. So to me, that is just key. It's part of it is just having Dorn on the floor, and he's bringing a little bit more to the table than just the scoring.
What did you got stats in front of you?
Of course.
What did DeVries end up with?
He had 10
board-wise.
He had 9 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. All 10 of those were defensive rebounds.
Yeah. It just looks different, man. So I'm going to go back to the original call I had in football early in the season. What is the ceiling now for this basketball team?
The ceiling, we're talking about 2 different basketball teams. Because if you're talking about the ceiling of the basketball team that played against Iowa or Nebraska is, looking forward to the NIT. The ceiling of the team that played Purdue or the first 30 minutes or first 38 minutes against UCLA is the NCAA tournament. So to me, this is a team that, has the ability to get to the tournament, has the talent to get to the tournament. Can they play with the consistency to get to the tournament? That is where my concern comes in.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, man. I totally agree with you. Hey, I saw Eric and Ward out in Miami and Moye, and I told them, this is top-notch stuff that Ken's doing, man. It's top-notch, man. Ken, I love you. Hey, thank you for giving us a platform for dumb IU fans to call in and keep doing your thing. And hey, let's hopefully we are making a run here in March for maybe at least a couple weekends that I'm calling in and we're talking about IU basketball, my man.
We will see. Thanks a lot.
All right, buddy. We'll see you, man.
Take care. 812-393-2600 is the number. I appreciate the patience of our next caller who's been very patiently waiting. Caller, have your name, where you're from, and what you got.
Hey, Ken, it's Kevin from Santa Clarita, California.
There you go. I was just talking about you, Kevin.
I thought we'd be talking about an hour ago, but double overtime, almost triple overtime, kind of crazy. And it was, a game you look back on and there's a bounce here, a shot here, there, missed layup there. Could have been different, but pretty wild Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, no, and that's exactly it. I mean, when you're talking about a game that goes into double OT, where you have one team that leads by 10 with 1:50 to go, so much has to go right to come back from that deficit. And then when you get into overtime and you have 3 IU players are fouled out, you need a lot of things to go right in that. So it was a classic game. You get to double overtime, damn near triple overtime. It's unfortunate one of those teams has to lose, and I just can't say enough about the play of both of these teams in this one.
Yeah, I mean, our starting guards played 45, 50 minutes, something like that, crazy amount of time, and guys had to be exhausted. There's no doubt about it, and hopefully that doesn't affect us both on Tuesday.
That's what I was wondering too, because Indiana has a game against USC that's going to be real important, and being able to bounce back quickly from this game, which took a lot out of them. I think we both could see that them taking shots in double overtime. Some of those threes were a little bit shorter. They were just. Their legs looked tired, except for the three that Trent Perry had in double OT. Man, he got up on that one. It was just a great shot. He didn't look tired when he took that shot. I know that much.
Yeah, Trent's been playing really good. He's been in the lineup since Sky Clark went out, and I know you guys were missing a guy, and we were missing Sky Clark, and that's what gets you going. Well, God, if that guy was here, maybe we would have made a difference. That's basketball, and maybe it's a good thing your game on Tuesday's so late, because you get more time to recover from this one, and the late game on Tuesday probably will affect you more on your next game, the game after that, because you guys won't get home till Wednesday morning, I would imagine, to Indiana.
Right, that'll be late, and then they don't play until Saturday though, so there are a couple of days there that they get to work with. Yeah,
hopefully that'll work out for you that way. And hopefully the Bruins, we got to play Rutgers, or the game we got to win. We can't mess around anymore. We got to take care of business. And I bet you these teams are going to meet, or good chance. Hopefully these two teams meet late in the Big Ten tournament.
Yeah.
Hopefully not in the first game.
It would be a hell of a battle, to say the least. Absolutely.
Yeah, and they're similar teams, and they're in similar situations, so it'll be interesting the rest of the way.
For sure. Well, I appreciate the call. Thank you so much, Kevin.
Yeah,
Great.
Well, you called me out. I had to call after that.
Well, I really appreciate your dedication to this for a show that isn't your home team, but this one at least it was. So that it's really, really great to talk to you.
Well, I'll try to call you Tuesday, because you're gonna need an awake caller at that time of the night.
I definitely will. Yes, for sure.
Okay, Ken, take it easy.
Take care.
All right, bye-bye.
812-393-2600 is the number. Going to be bringing you some Darren DeVries post-game press conference here in the next couple of minutes. Right now it is downloading, but on the chat, Troika says, for IU football, it was along the lines of what Sig was saying. An admin, AD, and coach aligned, and admin and support and AD supporting the program equals winning program. Again, this season to me is about patience. It's about a style of play. It is about setting a foundation of a program that will not feature the bulk of the players who are on the current roster. And it is the second time in, 16 years that Indiana has had to rebuild the program almost from scratch. Tom Crean had to do it. Darren DeVries is doing it, although without the sanctions hanging over him. It's also a different world because DeVries can pay out NIL money, and transfer rules don't mean you have to sit out an extra year. And so that makes a huge difference in rebuilding a program. But this, to me, is about trying to set the program, be successful this year, set the foundation, and build a style of play that you could sell to other players and show that it could be successful in the Big Ten, knowing full well that the bulk of the players on this year's team won't be here for this. That's one exciting thing about Nick Dorn all of a sudden coming on, is that Dorn is a junior. He is a guy that could be back next year. And so that makes a huge difference in what he's doing, and seeing him come on has you pretty excited about the potential for him being that last name called in lineup introductions. Because you score at this level, you help a team to a win on the road like that, that is really an important part of the equation for everybody. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to pivot to Darren DeVries and his post-game press conference, which looks like it happened in a hallway, which is a lot of times what happens there. I've been tinkering to try to figure out how to just show you the video while we're doing this. This is a work in progress. Obviously, I have a different background than I have generally to this point. This is something different I'm trying as well, because you guys don't want to see the little area behind me, and I think this is a nice little background. So in the meantime, I'll at least let you hear what Darren DeVries said during his post-game press conference following Indiana's win over UCLA. It's about 7 minutes and 24 seconds, so that's a time that I'll play it in its entirety. So here's Darren DeVries.
Well, just getting a win like this, gutting it out, everything that went into it. We'll get into that. Just getting this.
Yeah, I mean, it's road wins are incredibly hard, and especially when you feel like you got the game kind of in control, and then feel like you just got to finish it out, and then have about everything you can imagine, not go your way, to still be able to come back in overtime and fight your way to a second overtime, and then come away with a win. I just think it says a lot about those guys that were out there. Guys that fouled out. We had new guys coming in, guys in different roles, different positions, and that's what being ready is. And I thought, we had everybody that had to contribute tonight was needed. And it finishes with Trent Sisley. Freshman who hadn't played a lot in this game, comes in and knocks down the free throw to win the game. But incredibly proud of them. They're just playing their guts out right now, and that's what I love about them. And they're just giving us everything they got, and they left it all out there. And fortunately, we were able to come away with the win.
It's obviously a very old roster, right? How much does that experience help when you're in a spot like that where it seems like it could spiral? The crowd's really loud. You've blown a large lead, but you rally together late.
Yeah, and I thought Lamar was a big part of that. In overtime, I thought Sam Alexis, Tuck had some really nice plays, some rebounds and things. I thought we had a bunch of veteran-type moments in there where it had been really easy to just kind of give into it, and it just wasn't our day. Everything went wrong, and poor is me, and they didn't do that. The huddles were great. They were next play, and fortunately we were able to make that one next play that we needed.
What was the problem at the end of regulation? Was it just the press, and just what kind of gave you guys fits there?
Well, we had a hard time getting it in on a couple of them. We used timeouts. I believe we had a turnover on the sideline. Lamar stepped out, and I think we had one more where we left our feet and threw it. So, that's it's the veteran stuff of leaving our feet and things those are correctables, and it's a moment we got to learn from so that we don't get in that situation again. But and then missed a couple free throws again there late in the game. Overall, it was great, but there was a couple of critical ones there to come to the front end. So, but overall, I thought the guys, and then they hit the three there at the buzzer. But again, guy made a shot, so you got to deal with it. You got to get to the next overtime, figure out a way to win it.
Your thoughts on Nick Dorn? He's been coming, and then he does this tonight on the road.
Yeah, he was great. He's been playing great, and he's really confident. I think he really fits well with what we try to do and the spacing that we have on the floor. So I thought the guys did a good job really finding him, feeding him, and then I was able to put some stress in some other areas that we were able to get to the rim a little bit more because they were pressed out on Nick and got a couple of rolls to the basket. Overall, he just it's just a great fit for us in terms of what we're trying to do offensively.
What was the huddle after the end of regulation? Did anybody lead it? Was there anything that had to be said at just the next play?
Yeah, I thought Tuck did a good job grabbing the huddle, just say, flush it, next play, because then, we all understood that it didn't end the way we wanted it to or should have, but it happened. So you can't go back in time and fix it, and they were able to come out in that overtime and make a lot of really good plays. I thought UCLA made a lot of really good plays too. It was just a hard-fought game. Two teams, leaving it all out there trying to get a win.
With the inbound play, was it going to Sisley? What were you guys kind of looking for in that moment?
Yeah, we had two options on it. The first one, based on how they kind of run their out-of-bounds defense, was to get the slip to the rim on the backside, and then if that wasn't open, try to get Lamar coming out or another slip coming to the rim. So fortunately, the first option was there.
But if the heads-up play by him is, just a backward shot.
Yeah, we told him if you catch it, it's no hesitation. It's like you're catching, you're already up in your shooting motion. So and he did a good job going with force and able to draw the foul there.
With Reed, he's played at a higher level, kind of late here, and looks a little bit stronger at the rim a bit more. Do you see him playing at a higher level? Why do you think it's kind of flipped for him lately?
Yeah, I think just we've kept encouraging him, just be aggressive, and go make plays, be yourself, and I think he's doing a really nice job of that. He's trying to find his way around as the season's gone around too. And I think he's picking those moments, and he had some really, really big plays for us there. At both ends of the floor. The thing that people don't notice is like his defense, like his ability to get out there and play in space and switch on the guards and be able to get back to a big. It's pretty impressive what he does on that side of the ball.
What's it say about your team to have 3 guys foul out in overtime, double overtime, and come through with more?
Yeah, again, I just thought it showed a lot of guts, a lot of character, a lot of poise, by a lot of different guys, and having the ability to be ready when your number is called. And we had guys in spots they've never played before. But again, I thought Lamar was terrific. We started going to him a lot more. I told him to be assertive, and he had an up and down game a little bit, but he just took it on his shoulders, and went and got to the rim, got fouled, got some layups. So just overall, just happy with how they.
You're coach from this win tonight. What can you take from this? Obviously, you said a lot of your guys fouled out.
Yeah, I think we for a group that's hasn't been together a long time in these moments, it's another thing that we can learn from, the good and the bad, and there's plenty of both. So so now in those situations, it's one more thing we have to draw back from that we can learn from. But for us, it's a great win. We're fired up about it, but it's get back to the hotel, get our bodies right, and it's flip to USC, because that's what this league is. And you don't get to celebrate too long, and you can't feel sorry for yourself very long. So it's put your focus on the very next one.
Your thoughts on Tucker's playmaking? His assist numbers have been climbing, and they've been some really key ones.
Yeah, I think he's doing a great job of as he's fighting through it here a little bit, and he's been able to go be more aggressive, getting downhill, getting in the paint a lot more, rebounding. I think he had 10 again today. He had 10 the other night. So. And he's not 6'11", so he's having a really battle and fight in there, and he's giving us all we got, and that's his leadership has been a big part of as we're getting through this stretch here of these few wins. I think he's doing a great job leading the team.
I believe we'd asked you. Yeah, I believe Monday we'd asked you about quad 1 wins and that stuff, and it's still early. Kind of, right? But is there a way you can quantify how important this last week has been to win a couple quad 1 games and really help your resume?
I really have zero concern about that right now. To me, it's just win the next game. And like I said, if you stack up enough of them, it'll be what it's going to be. But we can't worry about stuff. I'm only worried about it would be USC and control what we can control right in front of us. But in the big picture, yeah, do they mean something? Yeah, absolutely. But in order to make it, you got to beat those teams, and those are 2 really good wins that will carry us for a while.
So there's Darren DeVries. Oh, what happened there? Well, at least you can still hear me. I don't know why my camera went out, but I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not going to worry about that camera. You're just stuck with me trying to look smiley. We're coming to towards the end of this as it is. But Darren DeVries was exactly right there on that last part where you can't worry about quad 1 wins. You can't worry about that stuff at all. You just have to play the game. And that really is the key. Beat USC and all the quad 1 wins and all of that kind of stuff. That works out in its end. It's the whole Kurt Cignetti be 1-0 this for the next time you're out, and that's all that it comes down to. Also, I think he talked about the guys leaving it all out on the court and doing everything that they could to get those victories. It really is important with that because of the fact that. A couple weeks ago, I felt like guys were not playing as hard as they possibly could, and now they have, and they needed it in this one, and it worked out. 812-393-2600 is the number. We got another caller. Caller, if you have your name, where you're from, and what you got.
Hey, Ken, this is Ryan from Bloomington, man. How you doing?
Hey, Ryan, how you doing?
I am great. Today is my birthday. This was a incredible birthday present.
I know that it is
because
it's Nick's birthday as well. He's turning 15 as well. So
that's right. Yes. So yeah, we share a birthday. I remember that.
Yeah.
And so happy birthday, Nick, as well. And yeah, just a wonderful birthday present today. Just happy with this team. They pulled it out in the end. I think you got to give some credit to UCLA. They seem like they're a good team. Trent Perry, he hit 2 big shots for them, and it's definitely frustrating when it felt like we kind of had that game in our hands. Up 10 with 2 minutes to go. But to be able to pull that one out, just super exciting.
What impressed you the most about how Indiana responded in overtime and double overtime, for that matter?
I think it was just, I think Lamar Wilkerson, he played a game where, obviously he's the sharpshooter, right? Him and Dorn. But, he played a game where he didn't shoot his best, but he was able to create a little bit more inside the arc today. And so just seeing him be able to come back, after they hit that 3 in overtime, being able to see us come back, down 3, especially when it really felt like, man, they could really run away with this one. That was good. And ultimately, I think this game is, just as big for us as the Purdue game was in a way, because it builds on the Purdue game, right? Because now we have a game at USC that if we're able to get that one done, I think we should be ranked. And then we have two home games against Wisconsin and Oregon. And, this is just how you get this train rolling for DeVries. And I'm just really happy for him and Tucker and the whole team being able to turn this season around. It's exciting.
Yeah, just stacking wins is absolutely critical, and to be able to build a little bit of momentum when you were staggering a little bit, I think makes a huge difference of what February could look like. Because you had that 4-game losing streak, they were looking rough, and then to go ahead and now they've stacked 3 wins together and have more opportunities on Tuesday. It just changes, especially with so many guys that are seniors, that this is their last go-around. The sense of urgency is going to be heightened, and picking up wins like this are critical to making sure that guys are staying focused and not already looking toward what their next step might be, but actually finishing off this season strong.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously, having a coach in his first year go to the NCAA tournament, that's huge. Obviously, Woodson was able to do it, but I feel like if we're able to, get 2 of these next 3 done at least, that'd be huge. And I think you pointed something out earlier that I really appreciated, like the fact that Nick Dorn, he still has a year left of eligibility. Going into the season, you look at Lamar Wilkerson, Tate Conaway, Connor Enright, all these guys, Tucker DeVries, that they're all 5th-year seniors and all this, and they're gone after this year. Like Dorn is a guy who's really, really emerged, towards the second half of the season so far. Just super exciting to see what he's going to do this year. And then hopefully he'll come back for his senior season. Hopefully he won't transfer away. Really exciting to see what he can do.
Yeah, for sure. And again, that's a foundation piece that you could use going into next year, and it's going to help if you're talking about look, a lot of the guys on the roster still aren't going to be here, even if they have time left. But if you have a roster where you could have Nick Dorn and Sisley and Ristich and the other kid, the 6'10" kid from Bosnia. Guys that have been through it, have been with the Darren DeVries, it helps build that culture a little bit more. And it's all of that's a positive. Now you just have to finish February strong.
Exactly. And, we have 3 really good recruits coming into the portal. And, that's kind of what I was saying, is that I just feel like this game, the way it kind of builds on the wins, right? You're talking about stacking the wins. It builds on it for this season, and it just keeps that train rolling. And it's just exciting to see because, that's how you get the fans in the stands. That's how you get the students to show up. And obviously we saw it with football over the last 2 years, and it's been incredible. And, just the resurgence, you got to get these, 50-50 games that you just, felt like you threw it away, and being able to get a win out of this one is really great. So I appreciate it, Ken.
Well, happy birthday to you, Ryan. I know you already got an early birthday gift with a national championship a couple of weeks ago.
Exactly.
And I hope you have a great time.
Thank you. Happy birthday, Nick. You have a good one. Go Hoosiers.
Take care. Ryan was born the same day as my son, Nick, my oldest son. Just in the same hospital, same place. So I said it was his birthday, and I know that it is because it's Nick's birthday as well. So 15 years goes quick, I can tell you that much. It's felt like overtime took 15 years tonight, but Indiana scores the 98-97 win. Last call for phone calls is obviously my camera is frozen as it got stuck there. But and I'm sorry, you got to look at my sour face right there. I don't mean to do that, but being able to score this win, pick up this gritty win, is something that is a bonding experience for this team as well. Especially they played really well. 11 turnovers in 50 minutes of basketball action. That's damn good. And you had 22 assists on 28 made baskets, 11 made threes. You shot 81.6% from the free throw line. And you held your own against a bigger, more athletic team on the boards. Give Indiana a lot of credit. UCLA, by the way, deserves a lot of credit too, as they had Trent Perry score 25 points. Donovan Dent scores 24 points. They had 4 starters in double figures. A guy with Dent had 11 assists. Tyler Bilodeau had 11 rebounds and 18 points. So it's a good team that Indiana beat, and beat them on the road, and did it in a way that is something the Hoosiers can really build on. And USC is up next. We'll see how that all plays out on Tuesday. But for tonight, they get to enjoy the win. Well, that's all the time we have on the Peegs Postgame Live. I want to thank you for listening. I want to remind you to visit Peegs.com and for the very best in IU football and basketball coverage you're going to find anywhere. Nobody covers Hoosier recruiting better than Jeff Rabjohns, Matt Weaver, Trevor Andershock, and Jared Kelly. So come be a part of a thriving and exciting community at Peegs.com. Folks, you are not going to be disappointed. Folks, we're out of time, but for now, and for Jeff, Matt, Trevor, and Jared, I'm Ken Bykoff saying thanks for listening, everybody.